City Council to order, and I will read this public announcement that is required. The public meeting of the Mitchell City Council is being live streamed. The meeting is also being recorded and will be archived on the city's YouTube channel and a link added to the website. This recording is being made in compliance with Indiana's open door law. The recording, along with any agenda and minutes, will be made available for public inspection under the Indiana Access to Public Records Act. The recording will be retained for a minimum of 90 days. This recording is not the official minutes of the meeting, and those in attendance consent to being recorded. The YouTube channel for the city is City of Mitchell IM. All right, I see that the council is all here present on roll call. So you all have a copy of last month's minutes. If you haven't looked at it, take a minute or two to look it over and see if there needs to be any additions or corrections. If you see none, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting as presented.
I'll make a motion that we approve last month's minutes as were read and are archived here.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the minutes are approved. All right, we will move over to old business, and first item there is amendment to rehabilitation inspection and progress report. This grant that we have previously used covered 18 homes in our city. We got some good news in that there was funding left to do a 19th. However, the inspection contract that we have only lists 18, so it has to be amended to include the 19th house. And Jenny Deerwester from SIDC is here, and she will give us a quick walkthrough on what we need to do.
He explained that very well.
Could she go up to the podium, please?
Sorry. So the amendment is to add a 19th house, and the initial inspection for that house is $250, and then to prepare the specs for that house would be $100, and then the final inspection, whenever all the work is done, for $150. So that is all included in that. There is also a statement in there about an hourly rate of pay should the inspector have to do any. We have had that in the past. He's gone to a house a few times. There was some issues with some roof and things that the homeowner had questions about, and so his hourly rate is $135, and so that is in that amendment as well. So it his contract was $9,000 for the 18 homes, and it would now be $9,500.
Any questions for Jenny?
So there's enough money left to do whatever there's gonna be.
Yes, there's, we don't have enough as far as the max that we had, for all the other homes, but there is enough in there to, maybe do 2 or 3 items, depending on what the home needs. Still looking at those 5 items. I know we don't need a roof because this home, she just put a roof on herself. So be looking at her electrical, HVAC, water heater, and rent, if she needs it.
All right, I would entertain a motion that we approve that amendment.
I'll make a motion that we approve the amendment for the 19th house with the $250 inspection, $100, and $150 for the final inspection, and $135 hour rate.
I second.
Approximately $9,500.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Do you need, I've got
Yes.
2 of them here.
Let's go ahead and get that signed so that.
Yeah, and it's just the mayor and the clerk treasurer.
Okay.
And another reason why, we had extra monies is, the radon mitigation contract. We only had 1 house that had radon, so we only had to do mitigation services for 1 house, thus he only has to come back to do a test for one house. The contract was for 18 initial tests and 18 clearance tests, so that's why, and so that money can directly go to the rehab,
Bless
Funds.
him there.
so. And then I've got another thing for both the mayor and Vicky, we had another house completed, and so this is the release of lien, I just thought I'd bring it up since, and I will take one of these back and give to Tracy, and I will send you one back too.
Perfect, thank you.
So how many houses have been completed?
So, we have 12 houses fully completed of those 18. 3 are partially completed. Two of those 3 still have roofs to be done. And the third house has electrical upgrades to complete. So, those with roofs, I've given the contractors to, I think it's March 30th, March or April, I can't remember now what it was, just to, it's probably April, to allow them time weather to get those roofs done. The one with the electrical, I've given him to the end of February to complete, and so then we have 3 after that. One house has electrical upgrades and a water heater, so again, I've given that contractor to the end of February for that one. There's a house with a furnace and AC and a ramp, that one will be to like April. And then a house with furnace, some electrical and a water heater, and we'll do that one by the end of February too. So, unless there's something that comes up with their subcontractors that they don't think that they can get all that done, that should be, and I don't anticipate any problems at this point with getting it completed by the June 30th deadline.
Sounds good, and we appreciate your efforts. Good that we can help 19 homeowners.
Yes, and so we'll have another bid opening and such for that 19th house, same process as with the other ones, so I've asked the inspectors to see if they could get me their reports by, I think it's February 18th. So, hopefully in March, maybe we can open and stuff.
Okay.
That would be the only kind of drawback to getting it done on June 30th, is adding that last one. But we'll just have to see what she needs done.
We just have to fast track it.
There we go.
What was some of the scope of the work, some of the work that was done, just briefly?
There's been a lot of roofs, and there has been a lot of electrical. I know we've done a ramp. We were gonna do a ramp at another house, but where the homeowner wanted it placed, and then I'm trying to get it just a straight shot, and instead of having all the turns and twists and everything, it was not gonna work. And there was gonna be a big slope at the bottom of it too. So it really wasn't, after you got there and tried to figure it all out, it was not gonna work to get that ramp there. But I mean, we've done it all, the furnace and ACs we haven't had that many water heaters, but we've done a few. So, yeah, I think it's been going really well.
Any other questions for Jenny?
Okay.
You get the road.
At
Drive
least it's
careful.
not snowing, so I thank you all very much,
Thank
and
you.
we'll be back again in March, probably. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, next under old business is the roadblock schedule approval. The roadblock schedule was set by the council during the January meeting. All the dates have been filled by various nonprofit groups. You have a copy of those groups in your information packet. If you want to look that over for a moment, you can.
I don't have
I would, if you don't see anything there that,
I didn't see one.
Yeah, I didn't have one. If-
February, I blame it on the cold. I guess the point is, it was almost exactly the same people that had it last year. I think there was one group that flip-flopped, they changed the Saturday, but they just switched with another group so it's the same people that had the roadblocks last year. So if you're in favor of that, we'll entertain a motion to approve it.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the, roadblock schedule as
As spoken.
Yeah, as it's spoken, yes.
I second that.
Alright, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, roadblock schedule is set to go. Okay, under some updates. Update on the Monon South Trail. The city will be receiving a $1 million grant to continue work on the Mitchell Trailhead. This grant came from a request that we made to our Congresswoman, Erin Houchin. I greatly appreciate her efforts and commitment in securing that grant for our city. This grant will not be enough to completely finish the trailhead. It will allow much progress to be made. Some of the work that will be done includes removing the remaining rails and paving the 3 downtown blocks of the trail that are unpaved at this time. Also, the parking lot on the corner of Mississippi and 5th, where the 2-story rooming house was, will be graded and paved. And hoping that there will be enough funds left, the restroom facilities will be put in right across from the parking lot, would be on the east side of the trail. And I would imagine at that point, we will have expended, based on what the architect says, that will take all the funds. So we won't be able to finish, like the covered back bicycle rack repair station. They were talking about a possible small playground, things like that. Probably will not get done, but at least we will get to where you can go from one end of the city limit to the other city into the limit on the trail now. And that's a big step forward.
Did we not have a problem with that crossing?
The railroad track crossing?
Yes.
We still do.
Is that gonna be taken care of? I mean, or?
Well, if you know the right attorneys, it's way up high there. I mean, they're hard to deal with. I know Greg has had his legal team work on that. Not Greg, I'm sorry, but Jeff Wild. His legal team work on that, and they just say, no, you can't cross an active track. And yet, if you go down towards Hamburg, they're gonna be crossing state highway there, state highway out here at 60. That to me is much more dangerous than a rail line that's almost never used. There's very few trains go through there. So what we'll have is, they'll come up to both sides of the rails, and then we'll have it signage that watch for the train, and we'll just probably have it painted to where they can step out into 5th Street and go around.
Well, I just wondered, I mean, I heard that last time, that's what the holdup was in doing part of it, was because of that crossing. I mean, I would.
They spent, I think his attorneys, they spent a phenomenal amount on trying to go back and forth with the railroad. And I think what it ended up, they wanted, every time a train come through, they wanted cross arms on each side, which was about $600,000.
Right.
So that took sales out of it. And now, my understanding is that if the city had owned enough of the area for like a sidewalk, like it does down on Main Street, then we wouldn't have to have that, is that?
That's pretty much
It goes
accurate.
right up to the
Because they
city
said,
property.
yeah, they said, well, you've got 5th Street there, just close 5th Street and use it. Well, it's not very practical for downtown traffic flow if you're gonna close off one of your main corners.
Yeah.
So, But you're right, you can go to a lot of other crossings and there's a sidewalk goes right up to the crossing and goes over.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, it's kinda silly to think that we have to provide that when it's their railroad crossing, okay? I mean, if somebody was pulled up there and a car was hit by their railroad track, you don't think that somebody is gonna tell them that they're liable? I mean, I just wondered if we would have to pay off, you know, our whole $1 million grant just to put in a railroad crossing there for the railroad, you know, I mean.
The railroad, and I got into it a little bit, not into it with them, but when we had the fire back when the trains collided. And you think you've got some authority there, but it's a whole different ball of wax there in the railroad. And, there were people come in, you know, like we had firemen in there, they had to disperse everybody unless you're fighting fire. But they had actual control over that, and that's the name of the ball game, is they got so much power.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they have an awful lot of authority.
But if where their line is, I won't take too much time, but where their line is on the track, goes up to the Fifth Street. If it only went up 15 feet from Fifth Street and had our line there, we could have done that. We could have put a sidewalk in there, but we don't. So,
Okay.
it's one of the things, scratch your head and move on down the road.
All right, I will, move on to the update on Casey's, Bloom Health, and the Teak Burton earthwork. All the design and legal work for Casey's has been completed, and their beginning date for construction is set sometime in April. On Bloom Health, nurse practitioner Stephanie Fry plans to open an office at 815 West Main Street, where the food pantry was located, sometime mid to late March. She is currently rehabbing the building to make it usable for her practice. More details to follow closer to her grand opening. The property between Highway 37 and Teak Burton Drive, which is south of H&R Block, is undergoing significant earthwork. This is being done to improve and encourage the possible development of commercial use on the Highway 37 west side, with a planned residential duplex use on the Teak Burton or the east side. Right now, tentative financing has been approved for 2 duplex units, with a possible expansion to a total of 10 duplex units on the Teak Burton side of the property. Any questions on the updates? Okay. Move on to new business. We are making a request to approve a contract with Reedy Financial Group to study our water and sewer rates. Reedy currently serves as the city's financial advisor. This study will accomplish 3 main goals. First, it will let the city establish what's called a pilot structure. The acronym PILOT stands for Payments in Lieu of Taxes. This study will determine a fair surcharge for our water and sewer customers who are outside city limits and therefore pay no city property taxes. While these customers pay the same water and sewer fees as city residents, they are not sharing in the infrastructure cost that is partially supported by city property taxes. Secondly, the study will also examine our fees versus our costs. If you realize that the water and sewer department stand totally alone in the city as a separate business, separate from all the other city functions, they have to have a fee schedule that supports their operation. However, in the past, we used some general funds because of the accounts they were in to assist certain functions of water and sewer. So this study will give us the opportunity to reimburse money from water and sewer back to the general fund, where it has benefited water and sewer previously. And thirdly, Reedy is going to help us with a bond issue, which will be necessary because of an IDEM inspection that gave us a list of repairs that are going to be necessary. A couple of the big ones are the water towers. They say that, if I remember right, at least 2 of them need to be drained and painted on the inside. All 3 of them need attention on the outside. We have a large generator at the sewer, or down at the pump house that needs to be either rebuilt or replaced. Plus, while it's not coming this year, IDEM's already made it clear that at some point they are going to require a generator on every lift station we own. Whereas now we have one portable generator that we run around and hook up if we're having trouble at a lift station. But they are going to, at some point in the near future, require that we have permanent generators on every lift station. So we will have to have a bond for that. And Reedy is in a position to guide us through that process. Any questions about that?
Generator on every lift station, that's gonna be pricey.
That is gonna be pricey.
How many lift stations have you?
I'm not exactly sure, George, how many we've got.
Can you get a grant for that? I mean, if they're requiring you to do something, then they ought to be suffering part of the pain for this.
I understand what you're saying, but, I mean, and maybe they will at some point, but basically, we've gotta be prepared to do it. And that's the we've gotta have the bond anyway for the water towers and the main generator at the pump house, there's no question about that. Plus also, we have a booster station that's actually located with the Heidelberg property. We actually own a little piece of ground inside of Heidelberg, and we've got a boost station on it. It's got a hole in the roof, and that's gotta be fixed as well. So, we're gonna have to do a bond at some point, and we need guidance on that.
Of course, I don't know if you could answer this or not, but, you know, if we go ahead and, I would think we'd wanna look at a bond to cover what we need. And then, I don't know if later on, if you got a grant, that you could use it to pay part of that bond off. I don't know if that's a feasibility thing or not.
It might well be.
You know, you're gonna do it, but maybe we get a grant after we get a lot of this work done, that maybe can feed back in. I don't know the legalities of it, or they may say have to use it somewhere else. You know, just something to look into.
Nothing would surprise me, because I think the rules and the laws change every year. So, but we just need to be prepared as best we can. Any other questions about that? If not, I will entertain a motion that we approve signing a contract with Reedy to do that work.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with, Reedy Financial Group, PC, to do the water and sewer study that is required, to get bonds to repair the water towers.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We will get that signed. Next under new business is playground funding resolution. We are requesting that you pass a resolution to establish crowdfunding platform to raise money for the new city playground at the city park. This method has been used by many other communities to raise funds. How this works is the city would post their request on the internet along with a detailed description of the project. In our case, an all-inclusive playground to replace the current playground, which is worn out and past its usefulness. The post will be seen all across the country, and history says from the other people that have used this crowdfunding that we will get some donations from people across the country that will see this and think it's a good idea and send us some donations. But we do have to have a resolution to approve doing that. So if there's any questions on setting up that account,
We don't have to have any hearing or anything like that, do we? Just a resolution?
not for this. We already have a Parks Department, a Parks Board.
Okay.
All we're asking for is just permission to do crowdfunding.
And I talked to, Vicky before the meeting, and as she explained it, the funds that would come from this go right into our park board fund, is that right? Or
Yes, yeah, it's listed on their
it goes
fund.
straight in
Yep.
instead of having two different accounts?
Correct, it'll go into the general bank account under the park board donation fund
It goes
number.
directly into it, so, okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Then I'll entertain a motion to approve that resolution.
I'll make a motion that we do the crowd funding, is that right? Crowd
Yes.
funding for the rehabilitation of the, playground.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we will do so. That brings us down to public comments. I've got a couple to make before we get there. First of all, I want to extend our sincere thanks to the City of Mitchell workers for their exceptional efforts during the recent snowstorm and bitter cold that followed. Their long night and day hours made a commitment to keep our streets passable. We're truly grateful for their dedication to public service. And also, and very important to me, today is my wife Nancy Jane's birthday. Our normal tradition in the last few years is her choice of dinner out in a movie. Since I am otherwise occupied, I will issue a rain check, or maybe that should be a snow check, and simply go on record at this council meeting as saying, happy birthday, Janie, and I love you, and I'll make it up to you.
And we'll verify you're here.
Way to go.
You're
Do they need a motion on that, Greg?
You're overachieving there, Don.
Better to be safe than sorry. Okay, we're ready for public comments, and Warren Crawford, you're up first.
Thank you, members of the board. I'm here as a representative of the America 250 Committee for your tongue twister of the day. That 250 anniversary of the signing of the Declaration is I looked it up, so I had it in front of me, semi-quincentennial. Just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? But anyway, my only comment tonight is, so far, our committee, there is a Lawrence County committee for planning activities and events for this. We've done a couple of things. But leading up to the grand finale on July 4th, 2026. But unfortunately, from the state or federal level, or from the Department of History or the State Museum, we do not have any funding forthcoming at all. I mean, not like a little bit, but nothing. So I just would like to put that on the radar of the council of what they'd like to do. If there's anything I can facilitate, I'd make myself available to help you with that, as long as you're not asking for money. And since the next major celebration is likely to be the 300th, and without casting dispersions on anyone, I suspect that most of us in the room will not be here for that. My own personal feeling is that I'm beginning working through the school districts to work with the school children so for people who would be here 50 years hence.
It's like the ones in kindergarten.
Yeah. But not that I'm announcing anything, because I don't have any clearance to do anything like that yet. But just, so you know, we're looking for things that can engage the school children, be it maybe time capsule, some sort. A town where I lived, when they celebrated the centennial of the city, one of my daughters was at the age, and they made fired ceramic brick and put them on a mosaic on a wall on the town square. I don't know where this might go, but anyway, if you can budget your way around something to do that, a suggestion has been made that we change the street lights to red, white, and blue. I guess we'll change them to get some red and blue. We have some white ones, I think. During the month of maybe June and July, I believe that that's something that I've heard from other counties. So, but put on your thinking caps and think how we might best celebrate the 250th celebration of the signing of the Declaration.
Can I add to this? I don't know if we could incorporate it, but I do believe we actually have a time capsule that should be.
Yes, that's one of the activities. They're going to be
The one at Mitchell?
digging up the capsule. Yeah.
Well, I mentioned them online, I saw some comments about it, and then said the Parks Department would like to be a part of that, and I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh, okay. I can take care of that for you. But yes, yeah, there were time capsules from previous years that are going to be opened and perhaps added to, type of thing. There's one somewhere on the Parkview property in Bedford, but nobody remembers where it is, so. But anyway, I just, thank you for your time, but I just wanted to put that out there, and, I'll help in coordinating whatever I can, and we'll certainly let you know if some, state or regional or national funding finally does come through. Thank you.
Thank you. The only other sign up was Jenny, and she's already done her part. Anything else for the good of the order from the council?
You got said it all.
All right, I would entertain a motion to adjourn then.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.